Hey, what's up, everybody? Check it out. We have the AMT 1962 Chevrolet Bel Air 409. This is a model kit that brings back a lot of memories and I hold very close to my heart. Junior high was a time when I got my hands on this kit at my local hobby shop, which was called Blue Max Hobbies, based out of Oxnard, California. This was a skill level 2 kit, and this was a kit that I could get my hands on anytime I went to this hobby store. They always had it in stock. There really wasn't a lot to choose from at the time. So it was either between a 1958 Chevy Impala or this 1962 Chevy Bel Air, the 409. I then later got my hands on, like the 1959 Impala, 1965 Impala. But this one here was the closest thing I was going to get to a 62, especially loving the 62 Impalas. So let's go right ahead and open this up just so I could show you what came inside when you would open this up. So here we have the instructions. I always admired the artwork here for the instructions on these kits. I never really read any of this, I would just stare at this front photo and start just flipping through the pages, just kind of seeing the whole layout of the instructions. And this was a whole full spread pretty much right here. Some cool stuff. Let's go ahead and look at the body. Check it out. Very clean. And this was the color of the styrene at the time that they were printing it in. Very beautiful, smooth. And just like this, I would get my rattle can and just paint right over it. A solid color, no primer, no sanding whatsoever. Just straight paint onto body. Then over here, we still have all the parts still in the bag. I have not opened the bag. It's still sealed. All the parts here. One day I'm going to open this up to work on this kit. But for now, I have it saved like this, like a time capsule. Right over here, we have the glass. They came in the kit, front and back, even the sides you got there. Some cool stuff. And then we got the chrome parts right here. Here we have the front grille, the bumper, some center caps right there, the shifter. It also came with some water slide decals. These were the ones that came with this particular kit right here. There was also other editions that came out for this 1962 Bel Air. And then you would always find these bright yellow subscribe to Blueprinter. I never did. But man, these you just get them, just toss them. But I've been keeping this one, it brings back a lot of memories. Here you have the wheels. Or the tires, actually. You get a set of 4 right there. And then we also have the red for the rear tail lights, pretty much right there. There you have it. They're so small. There you go. And it also came with this bar for the wheels right here, as you can see. So yeah, all this stuff was packed in this one kit. And I don't know, at the time, I was very unaware of a lot of things. This had to be like 1995, 96, and 97 during the time when I was building model kits with my friends. And it just brings back memories riding our bikes to the local hobby store to see what kit we were going to take home with us. At the time, kits were $8, $9, or $10 at the most, depending what you were getting. And, it was just something that we would save our money and, ride our bikes and go out there and pick up a kit. I'm going to go and show you guys this photograph. This is a photograph of that 1962 Bel Air that I built as a kid. This is the only thing I have in my possession as evidence that I built this kit back in that time. Apologies for the blurriness. I used one of my parents' cameras to take a photograph of this 62 Bel Air. As you can see, I was trying to do it more of a lowrider. You can see the white walls there. And I don't know if you can make out, but the front license plate, you see the red with the yellow. That's actually the license plate that came with the lowrider bicycle magazine. At the time, you would cut that out and, insert it on your model. So that right there was my way of, being inspired from the magazines and wanting to attach that plaque, well, not that license plate, to my car. Here's another photograph of another angle right here. It's just funny when I see these photos because, this isn't a digital camera. It's just a regular camera, going more analog. The background, you can see how it's focused. You would just pretty much just press down the button and hope for the best, Two blurry pictures right here, but this is the closest thing. And during this time, I had also built other models. When I later got my hands on that 1965 Impala, I ended up building that. And I also took a photograph, which I'll show you guys here. There it is. All in red. Also applied that license plate that came with the Lowrider Bicycle magazines right there. And I can't remember. I don't think I used wire wheels. I don't believe I did. I'm pretty sure I used the stock wheels that came with the kit. Here we are. I don't really have a recollection or memory of seeing wire wheels at the local hobby store to be like, oh, I'm picking those up. I did see like the bucket seats. I was aware of that. That was a Pegasus product at the time. But I don't believe I got my hands on any wire wheels at that time. And this is the last photograph I have here that I wanted to share. This one's a bit more clear. There we go. That's young. 65 Lokes right there. This is in junior high. I had given a presentation about model cars, talking about model building. And as you can see on the table, you see the 1962 Bel Air and 1965 Impala. And that was a monogram kit. And this is these photographs I just showed you of the two kits. The other model you see on the side there, that was a model that I brought to school and I gave to this kid because he took it home to add hydraulics to the car. He brought it back to me, and at the time he explained to me, you need a battery to make this thing hop. And what he meant was like one of those squared brick batteries, those big ones, right? I couldn't get my hands on one. I didn't know where to get one, right? All I would see around the house was like double A's, triple A's. So, I was out there trying to do whatever it could to find, some way to make it work. So I'm over here getting an old radio, cutting stuff up, trying to do my own wiring, trying to hook this up. And I mean, it got a little dangerous. I don't recommend that. But when I look at this photograph, I'm really happy with my teacher that took this photo. His name was Mr. Burke, and he was a teacher there at Fremont Junior High, there in Oxnard. And I thought it was really cool of him of taking this photograph. He took a photograph of every student that gave their own presentation. And later, weeks later, when he developed the films, he gave everybody a copy of their photograph. I kept mine. I keep them now in this little, this plastic sleeve. Let's see. There you have it. This is, it says My Cars, Good Luck. And then that's his signature right there, Burke. He was a really nice teacher, very motivational, inspirational, and, we're in junior high right here. And I don't know, when I just look at this picture, I'm just reading this paper out, getting these opportunities to speak in front of other students and stuff like that in my classroom, even though I know them, but still, you get a little nervous and stuff. But I thought it was cool that this went down. And whenever teachers try to do stuff like that to document and do these things for their students, I always think that's a really great thing, you know. So that's why whenever I see this 1962 Impala, Bel Air, this is something that I hold very dear, you know. It brings back a lot of memories. I just love the box artwork from this time. I mean, it's clearly a model kit that they just laid out a clean backdrop, some nice lighting, and took a photograph of the kit. And, you know, just everything about it. It's just really nice, the way they laid it out. And then right here, you start getting into some of the 1-to-1 scale, you know, from the 62 Bel Air. But man, this is such a nice model right here. I hope to one day rebuild this model just like I did on here. You know, all in blue interior. And I'd probably, you know, seeing that I use some white walls, you know, I'd most likely try to do the same with the white walls. I just would have to see what kind of, you know, rims I would end up going of choice. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and, you know, keep on building and be safe out there. All right, guys. Peace out.